Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review Transformers: The Last Night, a movie they did not screen for critics, which means I had to pay for it. I know there's a lot of sympathy for people out there who think, oh, film critics don't pay for their movies. Yeah, because we're working, but they don't screen everything for us. So I wanted to review Transformers. It's a big tentpole movie. It's from Michael Bay, who directed every Transformer on Earth. So I went and shelled out my $12 tonight here on, what is this, Tuesday night, to see Transformers. And coming in at 2 hours and 29 minutes. I mean, these movies go on way too long. Let's set up this one, shall we? Yeah, let's say what this one's all about. Let's see. We've got now Transformers are outlawed on Earth, so they're hunting them all down. Of course, the Autobots and you have the Decepticons, but now they're all lumped together and they must be all destroyed. Optimus Prime goes back to his home planet of Cybertron, which is he finds destroyed, and he must find back on Earth the staff of Merlin that's going to restore not only his world but destroy the Earth, and also the Queen of Cybertron, who's put him under an evil spell where he's now Nemesis Prime. You got that? So meanwhile, back on Earth, we have Mark Wahlberg, who has returned, who's the friend of the Transformers, who is now trying to help discover the staff of Merlin. And you're probably saying to yourself, wait a minute, staff of Merlin? Yes, there's a whole Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur legend that comes along with this movie. The movie centers around, most of it's in London, where we find out that the legend of King Arthur is true, and over 40 generations there are people who have been assigned to keep the peace, and also the secret of the Transformers that's been involved with King Arthur. Just like, yeah, that's right, the Da Vinci Code. This said the Knights of Templar. These are the Transformers of Templar. And of course, the one who's responsible, the last in line to keep the secret, is Sir Anthony Hopkins. So there it is. And there's a lot more little subplots in this movie. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. And I'm watching this, I didn't hate it. I really didn't. And the last Age of Extinction, I just hate it, So I thought to myself, I'm really going to hate this Transformer. I think what it is just so visually compelling. I mean, it's really artistry and poetry watching these movies. I'm watching just the realism in this movie. You think these things exist, and you see the great scale that Michael Bay does with those sweeping vista camera shots and the sunrise, and sunset backdrops with the characters all silhouetted. And, it's just visually incredible. It really is. And watching, the special effects seem to get better and better with these movies. I mean, the detail that goes into the Transformers and them changing and the action and explosion. But it just goes on and on and on. And I just don't even know what's going on. How you mixed in King Arthur. It's like, did the Transformers, the entire Earth history, did they have something to do with everything? The beginning, it was really cool because we have a flashback to King Arthur and the 12 Transformers that have been assigned to protect the staff of Merlin. So it was pretty cool, but it just went on and on forever. One thing that's kind of corny is when you have the U.S. military saying, Megatron and Transformers. When they say it with such a straight face, it's almost laughable to watch it. So I don't know. It's just, I'm exhausted. I really am, because I came from this movie. So visually it's compelling. The story and the plot are all over the place. I don't even know what this movie is even about. I really don't. And coming in at 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think it's one of the shortest ones since the first one, after having 5 of these things. But it just went on way too long. I don't understand that. And here's another one of my problems with the movie. It goes back and forth between a family-friendly kind of film to an adult kind of film, meaning you have children in this movie, 12, 13 years old, who are constantly swearing. And I think kids should swear. That's fine with me, but it's all in context. So you have this movie where it's obviously playing towards smaller kids, right, for families, and they're saying, I'm going to do it, shit, constantly. I counted like 15 times they say shit, they say bitch, they say all these things. It just seems so out of place for this movie, with Mark Wahlberg having a Transformer Triceratops and a Tyrannosaurus Rex, if I can even get out of my mouth, playing with him, and he's talking down, hey, little Phil and stuff. He's talking like they're Teletubbies, for crying out loud. And then you turn in a dime, and all of a sudden you have all the swearing and these sophisticated kind of action sequences going on. So I was really confused with that. Is it a family-friendly film, or is it like a borderline PG-13R because of all the foul language? It didn't make any sense to me at all. So I understand now why they didn't screen this for critics, because the plot is all over the place. It's visually compelling, of course, like all the Transformers films are. It looks spectacular, but we travel all over the world. They spent a lot of money on this movie. This movie looks like $1 billion. It really does. But overall, in the end, you just kind of crawl out on the theater floor because you're just overwhelmed by just the sheer epicness of this movie that doesn't have any kind of underlying story or any compelling characters that you just walk away thinking about or wanting to talk about. So Transformers: The Last Night. We'll see how it does. I think it's going to do really well overseas. That's the market. We'll see how it does here in America. But my God, it's just a big behemoth of a film. All right, for more reviews and interviews, surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check me out on social media. See Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And also, if you like what I'm wearing here, check out daddios.com and use Vegas Film for 20% off. Great retro clothing for men and women. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you do subscribe, thumbs up, share, and tell me what you thought of this movie. I'm exhausted. I had to see an 8 o'clock show. It started 30 minutes late. It's 117 degrees here in Vegas today. We set records, third time in 100 years. I'm ready for bed. I'm Jeffrey Howard in Las Vegas. Thanks for joining me.